Hello, hello. This is scuffed. Let me try something different. Fuck it. That should be decent enough. Yo, I'm bored. Thought I'd try watching what went down for VGC. I watched a little bit. I only watched like one game actually. Well, maybe like two games, but I didn't watch the whole thing. I try to keep up with it since I've been really liking competitive Pokemon. I just want to see what they did. So this is top 12 Pokemon on teams for day one. Apparently, maybe this was last time, or maybe it's today. For today, or I guess yesterday in this case. Let's see. A lot of people brought Fluttermane. Not surprised. Fluttermane is just insanely strong special attacker. Just the amount of damage you could do. Iron Bundle, kind of similar in a sense, but he's just really good for like speed control. He has good like supporting moves, especially with like Encore. Can be very annoying to go against. Great Tusk. A lot of people bringing Great Tusk. I've been trying to climb like I'm Pokemon Showdown, and it's hard. It's so hard. Like I'm stuck at what 1200. I feel like the team I build is good, and then I just go on I go on a win streak, and then I go on a lose streak. It's really never like win lose. It's like I win like 2-3, and then I lose like 2-3, maybe 4. Great Tusk. Personally, when I first started, I just couldn't really see what or like how to utilize Great Tusk. A lot of people are just seemingly going for like a glass cannon build, with Focus Sash typically, or maybe even Life Orb, just doing a lot of damage, and he does a lot of damage. Iron Hands. A lot of people just go for the like Assault Vest. It's just typical because he has so much bulk in terms of like health. He just has so much health. He has a decent move pool. Among Us, also not surprised, just his utility. Spore is just so good. He also has good bulk, so he could just stay out there for a really long time. Arcanine, also in the same vein, good utility with Intimidate, and just being a good typing fire. Yeah, a lot of like the current mons I think just aren't really great into him. Well, I don't know. It's hard. I mean, Fluttermane could bring like Rock Gem, could do a lot. Great Tusk could, but if he is like if he does get intimidated, it's not gonna be a one shot for sure. And like Palafin can do a lot to him too. I mean, there are some out there, but I think overall he's good, and especially like into like Fluttermane. And if Iron Bundle doesn't bring Hydro Pump, which I think a lot haven't really been bringing, then he can stay out there for a pretty long time. Dragonite, honestly, kind of surprised Dragonite is seeing a lot. I can understand it though. Like compared to Arcanine, he's just stronger, so like his extreme speed's just gonna be a lot stronger. He also has Tailwind. A lot of people have been bringing. He does have a lot of people have been doing like Ice Spin or 2, Terra Blast, Flying. It just kind of depends on what you want to do. A lot of people are bringing Lumberry because he's just like the sole target of Will-O-Wisp. And Goldango, not surprised. Goldango is just like so fucking good. Like I used him a lot when I first started playing, and I just haven't used him since because I've been wanting to try like how other people, the other Pokemon feel. But damn, I started using him again recently. And he's just so strong. Like Make It Rain is so strong. Like obviously you go like Choice Specs, he just does so much damage. Or like there was one that I think one recently where it's like a bit more bulkier one. You go Terra Water and you get like Nasty Plot, Make It Rain, Shadow Ball, and you just I don't know, you could just like straight up Terra Water, Nasty Plot, and you're like kind of set. It's really good if you compare it with like a Tailwind setter, so that he can be one of the first ones to move and just do so much damage. Even if he's not the first one to move, if you could just keep him out there, like, you know, he's a good typing, good into like most of everyone out there. Talonflame, honestly, surprised Talonflame is up there too. It's crazy. I mean, like, you know, his util is so good. If you bring like Gale Wings as an ability, you set up Tailwind. He's just like pretty much guaranteed Tailwind. Yeah, it's weird. Like, Murkrow was seen as like the premier Tailwind setter at first, but imagine like if Talonflame was picked first or was considered first over him. Like, because his Tailwind's gonna go up before Prankster in most scenarios, because a lot of the Pranksters don't have high speed or don't even like necessarily invest in speed. Like, you know, he goes first, his Tailwind's gonna go off first, and like, you know, a Prankster Pokemon tries to like taunt or something, they're most likely not gonna affect him at all. And I've gone a lot against a lot of people like on the actual like Pokemon SV ladder, and they try to taunt, but Talonflame goes first. Palafin, also not surprised. I'm not surprised Palafin's up here. Like, he's just so good. Like, once you get like even like if you're not in hero form, just zero form, he can do decent damage. But once you go like zero form, he's just like sweeping. And he's also pretty bulky, so he just does a lot. Tyranitar, I'm actually surprised a lot of people are bringing. Maybe it's because like for Arcanine. Not really sure, to be honest. And the thing is with Tyranitar is he has a lot of weaknesses. You know, Rock, what the fuck? Rock Dart isn't the best. Like, go against Fluttermane, Fairy. Was Iron Bundle if he brings Hydro Pump, Water, Great Tusk, Fighting, Ground, affects him, Iron Hands, Goldango, Steel, beats him, Palafin. A lot of these like Mons beat him, so I'm surprised to see him up here. But I mean, he does like provide a good ability in the Sandstorm, whatever it's called. So, you know, increases his special defense. Most likely will hit and hurt the other Pokemon. If they're Sash too, hurts them. King Gambit looks like he's seeing a rise again. I think the last one I watched, maybe Vancouver. I didn't watch a lot of it, but pretty sure I did not see a lot of King Gambit. So I wonder what they're gonna do. I'll just skip ahead a little because I don't really want to like watch all this.
Championships, but they were not so much on that day one. So will that be another thing?
Like I said, I'm not like I'm not someone who's like an expert, but I just really enjoy Pokemon. Let's see, this first guy, Mousehold, Arcanine, Espatra, Iron Hands, Amoonguss, King Gambit, Ashton Cox, Running Dondozo Tatsu, Roaring Moon, Tyranitar, Iron Hands, Goldango. A lot of people running Roaring Moon for like booster energy. You get your speed boost. He pretty much becomes one of the fastest. If no one like if a Fluttermane and I'm pretty sure if like a Fluttermane or Iron Bundle don't bring booster energy, he's faster. If they bring booster energy, I'm pretty sure they're faster. I can't remember what his speed is. The Kazuki, he has an interesting team. Like, I watched Wolf Click, and then how he's bringing, like, from what I've seen too, like, not even just like seeing like Wolf's team, but when I played on freaking Pokemon Showdown, I went up against like, it was like weeks back, I went up against so many Sandy Shocks, Espatra combos. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what is this? What is this bullshit? It's really annoying to play against. because you know Sandy Shock sets up gravity almost guaranteed to like hit your accuracy since it increases accuracy. And then, you know, a spot throw or Sandy Shocks, I don't know, whoever, maybe they both can bring Hypnosis, which just sleeps, and it's annoying.
I think this is a really favorable lead for Kazuki, like especially looking at Kazuki's team. These are easily the two best Pokemon set up to take attacks.
Yeah, this is actually really good. A really good start. Because it pretty much does not, like, either Roaring Moon has to terrestrialize into flying, which is most likely what it is. But if he does, then Iron Hands could pretty much like counter either one. Because what, Drain Punch in a Roaring Moon's gonna do a lot because he's dark. But if he terrestrializes into flying, he could maybe call it out. Wild Charge in does a lot. Ooh, Breaking Swipe. That's actually really good. Flare Blitz. Ooh, that actually did a little. That did a lot. That did way more than I thought it would have done. And then Wild Charge. Wow. He's pretty much dead. Yeah. Even if you bring Tatsugiri, he's just dead. I don't think you switch in Tatsugiri here. But if I'm Ashton Cox, I don't even know what to do. Personally. But that's just tough. No, especially like with the Arcanine at least. The Arcanine doing that much damage with Flare Blitz is crazy. Iron Hand's doing that much, not surprising. I'm more so surprised that I just didn't kill.
So Dondozo coming in, I believe if the Tatsugiri comes in, it should be able to outspeed both these Pokemon and get a rest up if it really needs to. So not super dire yet for that Dondozo, because it was able to barely hang on. But the Breaking Swipe putting in a lot of work there, because now Ashton does still have the use of this Dondozo.
Yeah, Roaring Moon switching out here, going to bring in Tatsugiri that could be formed. This is Ashton's way to handle so much damage on turn 1.
I mean, maybe he moves first now. And if he has Earthquake, I have no clue. I mean, they're saying he has Rest. But even if he rests, he probably still dies, right? I think he had the Iron Hands attack into the Roaring Moon spot, so it doesn't hit. Wasn't really paying attention. Or I just don't remember.
Really smart switch from Kazuki there, just because the Arcanine, you know, surely if this play that Ashton makes happens, there's no way you're able to knock out the Dondozo this turn. You want to preserve that Intimidate for later on.
No, actually, I think he went to the freaking Dondozo with this Earthquake. Wow, that was a good call out.
Much damage as it would have in Drain Punch into the Dondozo. You've just wiped out a huge offensive piece.
Incredibly smart play from Kazuki there. I love the Terra Grass. Like, we could see it wouldn't have knocked out anyway, because it did do... Actually, no. It probably would have knocked out, because it would have...
I mean, you probably just go Roaring Moon.
And so I like that play from Ashton, too. Like,
or, I don't know, to be honest.
You know, Kazuki possibly making a more defensive play, or...
Dingo.
Like
not bad, I guess. Because it pretty much means Spore can only go into Tatsu, because it doesn't affect Goldingo.
And like you said, the Arcanine cannot have extreme speeded, because it is locked into that Flare Blitz. But I really like that play from Kazuki, because it covers the exact play Ashton made, and now I think Kazuki's in a very commanding position.
Yeah, the Tatsugiri, it's the Choice Scarf variant, right? It does not have Sleep Talk on it. So it's not, you know, if you can get it to rest, you would be in a really nice spot. It is holding Chilling Water, Muddy Water, Icy Wind, Draco Meteor. Those are the 4 moves on there. Goldingo is going to terrestrialize into that steel typing just to boost the power of these Make It Rains. Again, it's choice specs, so it's not got a time to set up a nasty plot. It's just got to go for big damage.
Muddy Water. Iron Hands. Missing Iron Hands kind of sucks. Not like it really mattered. Wow.
Trying to maybe not take a Spore, but make it rain into both of these Pokemon. Does get enough to knock out the Abukas. Actually, Iron Hands able to hang on here.
I wonder if Muddy Water hits, does it actually kill? Does it do 22 damage? That's kind of tough.
The Iron Hands would have been able to survive that Make It Rain if they got that little bit of Muddy Water chip damage. The -1 attack from the Breaking Swipe still in effect.
Arcanine.
The Iron Hands is not switched out, so decent amount of damage from that Drain Punch. Arcanine coming in.
Muddy Waters again. Probably Choice Scarf.
Which would be very nice.
But he does it again. If it does hit, I don't know how much it do.
Only can make it rain and do
Extreme speed.
still probably good against
Okay.
Dark Knight. It's probably trained to be more offensive, and it's
Yeah, that's honestly a good switch. I mean, he has pretty much no answer to King Gambit.
in a pretty good spot here because I doubt at extreme speed misses
Considering,
does have that choice scarf. And so
yeah,
Suzuki
considering Iron, well, not Iron, Roaring Moon.
get some damage on the field.
King Gambit
Apparently, it
just
really has
in
like,
for that iron
or
hand.
that doesn't really have
Get
anything that
knockout
can
there.
hit
You
him.
can then swap your Arcanine later to get out of extreme speed.
Oof,
No flare blitz
that
is gonna be huge,
sucks.
but extreme speed's enough to get that knockout onto the Tatsugiri easily there. Looks
And then
like it
this is
wasn't
gonna
too
do
worried at all.
shit
Make it rain, but
damage.
that's gonna do a whole lot of damage into both of these Pokemon as they're gonna take resistance
Yeah.
damage here. And now look at that. That is really comfy damage. I think you can swap out the Arcanine at this point, bring in your Iron Hands, and then possibly just try and swap it back in, get another Intimidate down onto the Roaring Moon, and get a Flare Blitz.
Yeah, I think King Gambit also just kind of cleans up from here too. The Golden Go now locked into Make It Rain at -2. Again, it is holding that choice spec, so it can't switch up those moves.
Or
It will have to
dance.
keep rolling its special attack from this point on. And Roaring Moon and King Gambit, or Roaring Moon and Golden Go, not typically the most equipped to deal with a King Gambit.
That extreme speed with Choice Band without that breaking swipe.
Yeah, considering
Send
King
off
Gambit
that
probably does
Roaring
not
Moon,
have
Make It Rain
the
once again,
Solvest. What
once
item did he
again,
have? I did not check.
but it
I
still
should
is
check.
getting less and less every single turn. Ashton cannot stop these drops, and he's locked into this move. Kazuki gets this
Ooh.
sword stance up, already has access to Sucker Punch as well. You
Yep.
know you can Sucker Punch pretty
Safety goggles.
comfortably.
Not
here.
bad.
Hands can come in, fake out pressure as well.
Yeah, some big
I mean, we got
damage.
Iron Hands. You kind of have to give Iron Hands. I think that'll solve this.
Maybe even the Sucker
And then
Punch.
the safety goggles isn't bad for King Gambit. I mean, he has a good typing.
The good sword stance
Nothing's really gonna hit him.
just to make sure that
Unless, like,
attack
you know,
damage
opposing
is fabricated.
Iron Hands or Great Tusk.
And -3, the Golden Go.
Sure, those are gonna do a lot.
Gambit, of course. Iron Hands may even be able to survive. It is a very bulky Pokemon, especially with that Assault Vest. So now you have some fake out pressure with that Iron Hands, which should enable this King Gambit to clean up the game.
I think you fake out Roy Moon.
Nice position from Kazuki. I think he made a couple of
And
really
then
strong
you Sucker
calls
Punch
on
Goldango
that
because he has to attack.
Because, you know,
Goldango
there's
has to
always-
attack.
There's critical hits. There's a million chances, right? Especially with that -3 special attack.
Sucker
from
Punch.
Golden Go to get a crit, it's gonna actually
No.
be really huge and could change this. Roaring Moon's Protect makes a lot of sense.
I think you
It's
Sucker
actually
Punch
trying
Goldango
not
because
to
he
get
has to
yourself
attack.
turned, you at least can stall for a turn, you know, not dealing too many, you're not taking any damage.
I don't know.
on
I
that
mean,
side.
Kowtow Cleave probably kills here anyways.
Onto both of these Pokemon, depending on if this gets the
Maybe
knockout,
he's just not sure if Sucker Punch kills.
with just 9 HP.
But I think you Sucker Punch Goldango. He has to attack. Okay. I mean, he knows better.
Yeah, this might be a little bit closer than Kazuki might have hoped.
Sucker Punch. Yeah, he has to Sucker Punch Goldango. It kills. Roaring Moon probably kills Iron Hands.
These Pokemon without giving the King Gambit an attack boost with the Breaking Swipe and then to the Defiant. And so we're gonna have to see how this plays out here. Acrobatics just taking the KO Iron Hands instead, though.
Yeah, Acrobatics does take that knockout.
This is
The
tough.
huge piece, I think, here is that extreme
I
speed damage that
mean,
was
you
done
could
and
definitely
that was
still lose
55.
as King
So
Gambit
now
right
it's
here.
at 50%, and with a Sword Stance Sucker Punch, that's probably your best bet to try and
Low
get
key,
that
if
damage.
Roaring Moon
But
just
still,
like
I mean,
sits it out,
you're still
but
faster.
I mean, Roaring Moon can't really do anything.
Even you don't even probably don't even have to go for
Yeah.
Sucker Punch there, because I guess there's a world in which Sucker Punch mind games can lose you that if Ashton goes for Tailwind or Protect or something to try and stall out your Sucker Punches. But knowing
Yeah.
that Ashton's Roaring Moon does not have a dark move, it's only attacking moves out that Acrobatics and the Breaking Swipe, both of which you resist. You cannot Terrastalize into that Flying type to get the stab boost
Yeah,
on the
in
Acrobatics.
that scenario, I don't think it's Sucker Punch. You just want to guarantee.
So a really expertly played game from Kazuki.
If he had any move, Roaring Moon had anything that hit neutral, then probably lose as King Gambit.
Yes.
Which I don't even know if it has anything that can hit King Gambit neutral. Not Dragon Claw. Acrobatics. I don't know what else it can have. It has Dark type moves. I don't think it really has anything else.
Which is okay. I get it. I'm not, you know, I'm
I
not
don't
too
know.
heartbroken. Maybe you kind of prep and have that.
See,
even, you
to
know,
hit
when you have
neutral,
something
it would
that
need,
with
like, what?
review, you assume the other trainer preps hard.
It would need,
for
like-
game one, turn one, and then maybe
I think it might even have like
later
Fire
maybe
Fang or
they
something, but
repick
you're
depending
not
on
running
how
that shit.
it is, but, I mean, I'd love to see it.
I would too.
But yeah, that's just the best. There are like the commentator said, like mind games with
in some way, but you would need a lot of calm minds to get
mind games with Sucker Punch. And if you like Sucker Punch, you gotta protect. You try Sucker Punch again, you can Tailwind. Sucker Punch again, he protects. And what, you only have like Sucker Punch 8 times, so you're pretty much like, he could just stall it out.
You're still going to be attacking first with that Espathra, and
But it clearly, either way, King Gambit wins.
the stored power is not going to use the boosted special attack stat. The stored power base power will still be increasing. It's not going to ignore, so like a stored power into Dondozo is not going to be just that base 20 power. It will have that increase.
At -1.
Like a Roaring Moon, even though it doesn't have a
Let's see, so it started with Espathra Arcanine this time.
a pretty okay spot for the Espathra just right off the bat. Well, I don't know, actually, because it is Terra Water, so if it does Terastallize away from
Yeah, in this scenario, starting Arcanine, I don't think it's ever really bad.
it's a decent spot to be in for the Espathra. I think
Let me see actually, who else is on the enemy's team? Yeah, it's pretty much like almost all of them are physical attackers. So I think starting Arcanine is just never bad. Obviously, unless he goes like a Tatsu Goldango start, but I don't think that's necessarily a great start.
Even that Flare Blitz damage did
a lot of it. I think this is a pretty okay
So,
spot for the
yeah.
Espathra right off the bat.
Starting with Arcanine is just gonna be good into Ashton's whole team.
Away from the Shadow Ball weakness, you do have to worry about the electric boost and the Iron Hands.
Espathra, speed boost,
I think you would not want to see something like a Roaring Moon, even though it doesn't have a
easily just protect.
I don't know. I don't think there's like a super bad spot for
Protect switching.
right off the bat.
Low-key, you could probably just stay out there, but
Start kind of playing around the Espathra. You've got the Intimidate, you got the Iron Hands. I can imagine there's a Redirector in the back. I didn't catch that fourth Pokemon just looking at the screen. But
yeah, I don't know. I mean, he could low-key just stay out there and then go for like could go for Flare Blitz, but obviously like the fake out. So that's probably why he wanted to just switch out.
Already at -1 now without even taking any damage on the Espathra. If Espathra sets up
At this point, Goldango probably switches out, but what's your switch out?
Espathra is nice, one for the speed boost, but two, like you said, knowing what that Goldango is
Wait, what did he even do?
is huge because now you know you can
I don't know what move he clicked for Espathra.
you have the Iron Hands.
Arcanine, yeah, that's really good. Now Iron Hands is pretty much useless.
Set up to start boosting itself without the risk of taking too much damage, and the leftover is also just going to be able to help.
Calm Mind. Oof. I think this one's stored power too, so. I mean, he could Shadow Ball. No, he can't because he got stuck to make it rain. Yeah, that did not do anything. It has to do it. I also might just watch this game only. I'm feeling tired already.
Every single turn along with those speed boosts.
Yeah, so we're up to 2 speed boosts and a special attack and a special defense boost. So like on turn 3, we have the possibility of a +1.
Did he comment again or protect? I did not see.
Tells you right off the bat.
What the fuck?
Arcanine also in a pretty good spot here. We do have the Steel type Goldango and the -1 defense Iron Hands, with neither of which want to take a Flare Blitz. And there's also still the possibility for some pivoting out with that Iron Hand.
Flare Blitz could kill. Oh, yeah, he did not terrestrialize. I mean, even if it terrestrialize, it ain't gonna do shit.
And making this Espathra an absolute threat. Flare Blitz from the Arcanine into that Goldango. It's enough to get the one-hit knockdown as well. Huge piece of information to know.
It has to be adamant nature. Maybe full invest in the attack.
I feel like if he let that Goldango go, he was
So, yeah.
different plan. Iron Hands
Volt switch. Enough to kill. What do you even volt switch into? Tatsu. Tatsu Dondozo? Yeah. Low-key, if he snuffed out the Espathra, I think what's his name? Roaring Moon is so good here. Like, imagine if it was like Roaring Moon Goldango into Espathra. She's pretty much walled. I mean, she honestly might even do a lot to Goldango. Depends.
But we're up to a 160 base power stored power currently.
But yeah, if he had like
Those are gonna hurt regardless.
Yeah, looks like the Iron Hand switches in
yeah,
here.
if he had Roaring Moon, it's like it's a wrap. because she can't do anything against Dark.
Get out of here. So if you target down into the Iron Hands and the Tatsugiri switches in, then that could be a little bit rougher, especially to have used store power then, and then you could maybe take some more damage. But I feel like, you know,
I mean, they both threatened the fake out. Who goes first?
And you need to put it to work, right? You have fake out pressure as well at this
Like,
point.
do you fake out?
You know that Dondozo probably
If you're Kazuki, do you fake out Dondozo or do you fake out the other Iron Hands?
support moves of substitute and
And same with Ashton. Do you fake out the other Iron Hands or do you fake out Espada?
because it's switching out here, and then that's still a possible miss slot.
Yep.
Tatsugiri Droopy form switching in here once again,
Mhm.
activating Commander, but this time it's with his partner Pokemon Dondozo, who is at full health and maybe not 4 or 5.
I didn't see if he clicked. I didn't see if Kazuki clicked fake out. I wouldn't be surprised if he did. And personally, I mean, it's hindsight, but I think you just go for Dondozo.
Yeah, I think the silver lining here
Yeah.
as well is that the Arcanine is gone.
Because if you try to go for the Iron Hands, let's say you're like both speed tied, I don't think it's worth it. You know, you just go for the Dondozo, call out the switch. And if he doesn't switch, then it's just, you know, you let him go.
With the fake out there, so the Dondozo doesn't get an attack off. But like I
Because
was
if he doesn't
saying,
switch,
so there's no way
well, what to say? If Iron Hands doesn't switch, dies to his spot though.
That's nice for him.
So yeah, I think that was probably the best thing Kazuki could do.
Switching, clearly would have knocked out the Iron Hands, a massive base power psychic.
I don't think there's any reason to bring Among Us in.
8 boosts, 4 speed to each special attack and special defense, which is 180 base power. So that number just keeps climbing, and I don't know where it can save you. I'm very curious to see how much damage a stored power will
Iron
do.
Hands.
Iron Hand switching out here brings
I mean, couldn't you just wild charge? But maybe he just wants to put Dundiddler to sleep. The spot they're protecting again. Cringe speed boost.
Knows exactly what he may need in terms of the number of boosts for the base power to knock out
Right.
Dondozo. That's probably something that you prepare for, right? So taking this Earthquake means you at least get that boost.
They did quite a bit. I actually did like half.
Mungus can handle this pretty well. Could possibly go for a Spore and activate that Chesto Berry early, and then.
Dang, yeah, I think I'm gonna go to sleep after this. I wasn't feeling tired, and then now I'm feeling so tired.
Feels the need to get that damage.
This is a really safe spot for Kazuki. I think there's no way that.
Or I mean, you probably just Spore.
Mungus gets knocked out by one more attack. And I doubt Espather gets knocked out by an Earthquake. A Wave Crash could do it, but again, we do know it's Terra Water.
Protect. I guess protect isn't bad.
For Kazuki, which looks like we're going to be seeing right now. So I think this is a great spot for Kazuki. You do still have speed advantage over Dondozo, which is something that you can't say very often.
Water. Water is just a good Terra type.
I really like Kazuki's spot here.
Yeah, really cool to be.
I think in this format right now too.
Late in the game, right? You
Like pushing into something like a Palafin. Palafin's pretty much walled against water. Because a lot of Palafins nowadays are just going Mystic Water, Jet Punch, Wave Crash. The only one I've seen that's done something different is Wolf Click with the Close Combat. And I think Close Combat might be... I mean, it just depends though. Like, if you want to bring Palafin with Haze, he's good into Dondozo. And I think you always, probably from like now until like the end of freaking Scarlet and Violet, who knows, but I think you just always need a Dondozo counter. You know, you just get rid of the stat boots. I mean, then he's just easy to take care of. But as you've seen, like a lot of people have found ways to just take care of it even without something like Haze.
It's just a little bit of a risk here because, you know, again, we can't mitigate that physical damage anymore, and Espather's going to be really close to getting knocked out by one.
Like, you know, something like Among Us is seen as super good into Dondozo. Honestly, I think even without the crit, probably kills. But I was just saying, like, yeah, like Among Us was seen as one of the early counters to Dondozo. Just depends on what you do, though. You know, like, because I think there's a lot of things, like, you Spore into Dondozo. Well, Dondozo can go Terra Grass. But, you know, Among Us can bring, what's the move? Clear Smog. Resets all stats. Then you're just, as Dondozo, well, you're just kind of screwed. You can go Terra Steel, but then
So a bit
you
of a
can get
luxury
slept. So there's a lot of stuff that it's just tough to go against.
if you're Kazuki there, you certainly take that. You don't have to deal with the possible roll chances instead.
For me personally, I just feel like Terra types are kind of hard. You know, so like come up with ideas like what's a good Terra type. You know, if anything, I just put water on. If I feel like I have, like, if I feel like I don't know what to do, I'll just be like, oh, just put water. Water is always good. And it is.
Unfortunately, if you are Tatsugiri, you can't Muddy Water drop the Espather before it attacks at least once, because we are at, I believe, +6 speed now. There's no more speed boost even occurring. This should be pretty locked. I think a stored power is certainly enough.
I think of like
I'll just go straight for Tatsugiri.
wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna knock out either one.
Let's try and think like an analogy, but I can't really think of an analogy.
It's enough to pick up the knockout. That's physical damage on a Pokemon that's got.
Not necessarily an analogy, but more so like counters. Like water weak against grass and electric, but grass is not very common right now in the current format. And electric is really just Iron Hands, and Iron Hands is a lot, so you always have to be careful of that. Someone got Iron Hands, so you got to be careful of Terra Water. The Terra Grass for Iron Hands is probably the best because it doesn't neutralize his weakness. It just the ground weakness from electric, it weakens it. Or he's resisted to it. When I say like neutralize in that scenario, I'm thinking of like makes it like even. So like ground type attacks is neutral, but ground type attacks is not neutral. It's ground types is resisted against grass, and then you also resist like sleep. So it's super good in that scenario. And super good for Iron Hands. Yeah, I think I'll stop there. Sucks Ashton lost, but I think Hazuki just had such a, not a superior team, but his team was just so good into Ashton's team that just felt really hard to really do anything for Ashton. If he brings Roaring Moon, maybe not Dondozo and Tatsu, they probably does really good, but like I said, it's just really hard anyways. Like Kazuki's team is just so tough to go against. Would have liked to see him like try to use Tyranitar, but at the same time, what is Tyranitar even good into that team? Probably decent. Yeah, even like what Tyranitar, but does not get affected by Psychic. Also good in Espather. Okay, yeah, time to sleep. I'm definitely gonna stream later for Resident Evil 4. Would have done it now, but no way. It was a good one game. Definitely want to see more tomorrow and see what people can bring for teams. It'll be fun. I want to see who wins with what team. It'd be really cool to see Wolf win again. But I just want to see like what team wins, and whoever team wins, gonna steal that team. The thing is, like, as much as I would love to like grind for Pokemon, is so much. It is so fucking much work. Too much work. I'm like, I don't want to do this. Like, I like playing Pokemon. The grind, that it's just not fun. Even if it's a lot easier now, it's still not fun. So, you know, whoever wins, whoever wants to share their team, rental, you know, that's fun. Help me out, climb the ladder on the official Pokemon game instead of Pokemon Showdown. I want to make it a Master tier someday. Right now, I'm Great Ball tier 9. I have a pretty good record. I think I'm like maybe 13, no. I may be like 15-4. Something like that. Really good. I've been trying to use like a lot of teams. I'm just like watching what Aaron Cybertron, and just watching his videos and then steal those teams. Yeah, I don't think anything's wrong with it. you know, ultimately you could take the team, but it's up to you. Like, you're the one piloting the team. So even if like that team wins, like, you know, like if that team wins championship, does that necessarily mean it's a good team, or is that player just really good at using that team? I think that's how you can look at it.
That is a lot.
It's a lot. Again, when we need it.
And a lot of the teams I've chosen are teams I feel comfortable with using, or I at least know how to use the Pokemon a little. Because, you know, there's some I've seen from like Cybertron and there's some I've seen from Cybertron, and it's hard. Like there's no way I can like freaking use Mrs. Drevis and what Grumpig. There's no way I'm using them. I don't know how. But if I use like, you know, Fluttermane, Goldango, Iron Bundle, they're easy to use. I've seen enough of them that I know how to use them. One of my favorites, it's scummy as fuck, and I know a lot of people hate it, but Perish. You know, people say it's hard to pilot, and it is hard to pilot because, you know, you really need Gothitelle to stay alive, and that's why it's hard to pilot. But Gothitelle doesn't have a lot of weaknesses, but with Fluttermane being so prevalent, she is very prone to dying early. And then with you know, with Goldango, Fluttermane, they can just ignore like the shadow tag. But what I do like about Perish Trap is, you know, it's easy. You just click Perish Song, you play defensive, you don't really have to do anything, and they die. Yeah, it's simple. But, you know, you also just have to account for what the enemy can do, stuff like that. There's another one I used. I used the one Cybertron actually used in the Vancouver one. And that one's very simple to use too. It is just straight up damage. You just go for damage. You know, use Talonflame, try to get up Tailwind, and just go, you know, quick burst. Kind of depends though. You know, it's hard to consistently get up Tailwind when there's like, you know, fake out users and all that. And, you know, if you try to set up Tailwind, you might just die. But, you know, with Talonflame, it's near guarantee. But if you do get faked out, I guess you could say, then you're screwed. You know, it is why, like, in that team, he is Terra Ghost. But, like, it can be worth it, but, you know, you have to think, you yourself have to think, is using Terra Ghost really, using Terra Ghost gonna win me the game if I use it on Talonflame right now? That's what you have to think. Yeah, I would say in most scenarios, probably, yeah. But in some scenarios, might not be the best. You never really know, though. You just have to play it well. I've been playing a lot of Regulation C on Showdown, and bro, it is tough. You know, Qianpiao, Chi-Yu aren't annoying in doubles. They really aren't, because they're so squishy. But it's Ting Lu and Wo Qian. They're really annoying to go against. It's because they lower your offensive stats. And, I mean, their typing's decent. Wo Qian's typing is definitely on the worse end. But, you know, you could just stall with them. Especially Wo Qian, you know, Leech Seed, Protect, and you just heal a lot. I think they can do. So I've been trying to find counters to them. But, you know, it's just hard to. What is it? Ting Lu lowers special attack, and then Wo Qian lowers attack. Tough. I am thinking like using Fluttermane because he counters both. But it also depends, like, you could easily Terra Poison, and then Slitherwing is just walled. Like, Slitherwing can't do shit. Because it's a guaranteed one shot if you first impressions, Adamant Nature, full EVs, and an attack for Slitherwing into the Wo Qian. I actually did the calcs for once. I don't really do calcs. But yeah, that's a guaranteed one shot if you can get it off. But you know, what are the chances of you getting it off? But yeah, Tinglu 2 can be very annoying. He's decently strong, but it's also the fact that he's bulky, so it's just hard to take him down. And a lot of people are just running stupid ass fissure, and that's annoying because it's just 30% chance to hit, but it's a guaranteed, you know, kill, one hit KO. Nobody likes one hit KOs. There's no fun in that. It's just a gamble, and you know that's not fun. I mean, it is a gamble when you attack. You know, you're gambling whether it's going to be a high roll, low roll in terms of damage. But you know, that's guaranteed damage, and it's not always going to kill. One hit KOs are just not fun to go against. Yeah. I mean, those are my only real complaints in like Regulation C. It's just hard. You know, and then I feel like I have something good, and then I go against some other shit, and I'm like, oh, then I gotta, you know, change my team up. And it's just hard. No, I've been trying to use Iron Jugulus just because, you know, I saw Wolf do it. But that's for like the current format, not Regulation C, which is the next format. It works in there, but I've been struggling to make it work in Regulation C, so I've been trying to do some other stuff. I think Palafin could be decent. Like, Palafin would be really good into Tinglu, but I don't know. Like I said, it's just tough to like find who can really work well in the format. I've been doing the Glamora Mortal Spin stuff, but even that's hard. Because, you know, Tinglu is present, and, you know, she's pretty much walled against Tinglu. Or Glamora. Okay, yeah, I think I'll stop now. It was fun to watch. Fun to see Kazuki play, and then Ashton. They did well. I'm excited to watch more later, see who wins, see what team plays, see if Wolf team wins, because his team looks fucking weird as shit. I'm definitely down to try his team eventually if the code comes out. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.